Testing 1, 2. Hello. Oh, let's do it, huh?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
We'll test.
Up your shaft.
Oh, yeah?
Up your shaft. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek, the original series recap and rewatch podcast, hosted by myself, Adam Ordall Quinnell, and my good buddy...
Hey, how's it going? It's Al Hirt here.
Mr. Al Hirt.
What's up?
Not much. Just every week we get together in the today very overcast and shitty and rainy San Fernando Valley, the SFV, to discuss Star Trek, the original series, TOS.
Yeah, speaking of wanting to go somewhere else, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. So last week we talked about an episode called A Private Little War.
Yep, with the witch lady, right? The dancing witch lady.
Yeah, tell me what do you remember about what did you like about A Private Little War in hindsight?
The little monster, what was the monster's name?
The Mugato.
The Mugato, yes, with his tail. That was entertaining. And I also like the witch lady and her dancing.
Blood magic.
The blood magic.
Can't go wrong with
exciting.
Can't go wrong with some blood magic.
She was a good little villain, though, you know. And then it was hilarious seeing Bones, heat up those rocks.
Yes. But was she a villain? All she wanted was to fight back against the motherfuckers who were getting help. And she saw
the best weapon.
Yeah, and they were getting help from Klingons.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? That whole situation was...
conflict.
That whole situation was whack.
She created some scenario, I guess we'll say.
Situation was whack. I just remember...
It was so awkward.
At the end of that episode when Kirk is fighting the Mugato.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
And he's like half awake, half not.
He's half high on aloe vera. Yeah, he's all hornied up on horny goat aloe vera.
Hugs the Mugato.
That was rubbed on his arm. I
was like, what the
dude.
Anyway.
And I thought that was a good episode. I enjoyed the hot rocks. They put what looked like a very obvious fake dog turd on Kirk's chest at some point.
Oh yeah, the root.
Right? The Mako root. Yeah. Roots. Good memory, dog.
Yes.
And then the one thing that I go back to with that episode is they build the mystery of, is it the Klingons or isn't it the Klingons? And then they show the audience 2 scenes earlier that it is the Klingons. And then you have to watch the crew fumble around and fucking figure it out. It's like, man, it's not how dramatic irony works. And it's so funny because, it was just they didn't need to have that scene where the Klingon's like, I've made you all killers.
Yeah, all right.
Because we get that or put that in the forge. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That was a good episode. That was A Private Little War.
Well, we got to switch up here.
Yep. And I was going to say really quick, if you're just now coming to Trek in the Valley.
Oh, yeah. Welcome.
How in the fuck are you doing? I don't know how you found us, but you did. And God bless you. And so most podcasts, the host would catch up, what's going on in your personal life or whatever. And we don't really do that. We just talk about last week's episode and then roll right into the fucking recap, baby. Because you are correct, man. We got a bit of a change of pace.
It's more cerebral. It's a very thick episode.
Right? So this week we're watching an episode called Return to Tomorrow. First off, it's like, whoa, return to a time in the future.
Yeah.
Man, my mind is blown.
I've been trying to figure out what that means,
So what it means is
like a literal return?
No. So the orb people,
right?
They're humanity's tomorrow.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They're literally... the Enterprise is returning to tomorrow? Or?
Yeah.
right?
It's funny because we also don't really talk about the titles, and we should start doing a segment at the end where we're like, what the fuck did the title mean? Because sometimes it's very obvious and sometimes it's really thin.
We're gonna add it right now.
There you go. We'll do a bonus episode called
live.
We'll do a bonus episode called Oops All Titles, where we go through all the titles and try and remember what they meant.
There we go.
So we'll talk about that at the end of this. I'm making my note right now to make on my clicky clack keyboard I got for Christmas from my sister-in-law. Nice. And this week we're watching Return to Tomorrow, episode 20 of
this all takes place
season 2
on the Enterprise. Most of it.
Well, no, because this is they go down to the dead planet.
That's right.
They go down to the dead planet.
It really kicks off after that,
it
though.
It does. It pops off, as the kids say.
So they're flying.
Well, hold on. We got to do that. We got to Return to Tomorrow.
Right.
Season 2, episode 20. It's the air date was February 9th, 1968. 16 years ago. And the synopsis from our bard, our scribe, our guiding light at Paramount Plus, who writes the little write-ups, says the synopsis is telepathic aliens take over Kirk and Spock's bodies. Stop spoiling the episode. It's so funny because you don't really learn that until they always tell you some Act 2 shit in the synopsis.
They tell you the first twist at least.
And then at the end of this episode, we're going to talk about what the title means, Return to Tomorrow, what we think it means. We're not going to look it up online like fucking nerds.
Come on.
And then we always rate the episode 1 to 5. And it's always something different, like the items from the show. So this week it would be like 1 to 5 telepathic orbs.
Oh, yeah, there we go. We can do that.
And so, so now the Enterprise, first off, we got to say that we watched the HD remasters on Paramount Plus. And they usually start with a fantastic remastered shot of the Enterprise flying through space, looking all 3D and shit. And the Enterprise is, they're far out. And they are there's strange readings from a star system, and there's a dead planet that they're investigating.
My bad. It's like the other episode where they found that star system that was all dead. And
the amoeba.
Yes.
But this isn't a star system. This is just one dead planet. Shouldn't even be worth their time, right? And so there's a weird signal, weird strong readings, and they're coming from under the planet's surface.
Oh yeah,
right. 128 miles of solid rock that they're gonna have to beam McCoy's grumpy ass through in a few minutes.
And it's what is it called? It's kind of like a something that's calling out to them, like some massive energy.
Yeah.
They're not really sure exactly what it is.
They don't know what the readings are. It's like nothing they've ever seen. And they're about to transport down when a voice starts talking to them. Also, this is important because they were going to... originally, it was going to be Kirk and... did we miss the voice? Did that happen before?
No,
the voice was before the credits. I accidentally skipped after the credits. So they're approaching this dead planet. There's a plane or a helicopter above us. San Fernando Valley.
The valley.
They're approaching this dead planet, and then this voice, and what's the guy's name?
Sargon.
Sargon.
Yeah.
Sargon starts talking to them, and Sargon is like, believe me, I am as dead as my planet. And basically, Sargon just wants to talk, right? Like Sargon
wants to talk.
Sargon is like, look, you guys can take off, but how does he trick them? Not trick them, but trick them. How does he convince them to come check it out? Because he says, hey, you can go, but
that we're advanced.
He says, if you go, you will be letting yourself die.
Yeah.
And Kirk is like, what the fuck? I can't let ourselves die. And that's he says that.
Oh my gosh, that's totally yes.
Yeah, he says, "Who are you, Sargon?" And Sargon says, "Please assume a standard orbit about our planet, Captain." And Kirk says, "Is that a request or a demand?" "The choice is yours. I read what is in your mind. Words are unnecessary." And then he says,
kind of like
"I'm dead like my
person.
planet." And then he says, "All of mankind must perish too if I perish," which doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just kind of threatening them, but
well, what he's saying is, you have to learn about us, or you're going to make the same mistakes we did.
yeah,
So the fucked up thing about Star Trek,
it's a little like baity,
right? And the fact that the Enterprise and Starfleet is always coming across societies that are more advanced than them, but these guys are more advanced than them, and they're also, as we find out, dicks. Like
some shit happened in their fucking past lives.
Yeah, and they
sure. They barely cover that.
Oh, what a great title card! Look at that!
Yeah,
title
it is a
card.
very good title card.
Because basically, with these remasters, they just added a planet in the background of every shot. Because if you watch the side by sides, usually there's not a planet in the original, and they just added planets and made the ship look like a little toy model that I love.
Yeah, and the detail too.
So there's a chamber 130 meters or 30 miles down.
Right.
And the Sargon wants them to beam down and see what's up. The Sargon wants to talk to them. Now,
which is super bizarre.
Right. And Kirk and Spock are talking, and Kirk's like, "Normally I'd bring you with, but because this is so fucked up and weird, I want you to stay here. You're my first officer. I'm going to bring an away team down to the planet." And then the power goes dead on the ship.
Yeah.
And they realize that that's Sargon's way of saying, "Nah, you should bring Spock with." And,
freaky.
And then Kirk is like, "I guess you're coming with me." And it would take like 7 weeks or some shit for Starfleet. It's going to take like 3 weeks for Starfleet to get their message explaining what's going on. So they've just got to figure it out. And basically Kirk is saying, "Hey, look, our whole job here is to investigate new species and go to new worlds and shit. So even though it's risky, we got to do it." And then the being basically tells them that Spock's got to come with.
Yeah, it's just weird. I wonder why, like, they just initially do that. Maybe they were scoping him out, or reading Spock's thoughts. Maybe they know like, Spock's curious.
No, they want his body.
Right, but from the get-go?
Yeah. They say that later. They're like,
True.
"We've been sensing you for a long time. They've
been calling out
yes.
into the ether space."
And he says, and Kirk says, "It's pure energy, matter without form." So they go to the transporter room, and that's when we meet Dr. Mulhall, who is she's the actress. She also plays Dr. Pulaski on Next Generation.
That's right.
And what is that? Diane Muldaur is her name. Oh, she's even got like a sci-fi name.
Yeah.
Muldaur. And she's great. And also she's just gorgeous. Like they usually have gorgeous guest actresses. It's one of the tropes of the show, right? But the way that they light her and shoot her, it's like she's looks like a model every time, and we find out that it's because she's so beautiful that she was chosen, because she's going to be the lady body.
It gets crazy.
So they beam down, but the
We're
security
still on the
team
rails here.
So who beams down? Kirk, Mulhall, Bones, and Spock.
Mm-hmm.
And they meant to bring 2 security officers with them, but the security officers don't get beamed down.
Yeah,
and keep in mind,
spooked.
This is the chamber 130 miles below the surface, and they just beamed Bones. Like McCoy had a big problem with that before they left.
No, and also they're like, "Wait, our communicators are working too. It shouldn't be working under this much earth."
Yep.
And Kirk's like, "They're probably fixing our communicators on purpose to let us talk to each other.
Yeah, they've got one of those cell phone boosters,
right?
That, like you plug your phone into it and it uses an antenna on the roof or some shit. And this planet has been dead for 500,000 years.
Yeah.
500,000 years. That's what they're saying.
And also, though, there's a really good line I wanted to mention when they're in the transporter room.
Lay it on me.
McCoy's like, Jim, why no briefing on this? I'd like to at least know what we're getting into. And Kirk responds, easy bones. As long as you know there's something down there, you know as much as we do. The rest is only guesses. So this is kind of like, again, akin to, what is it called? Immunity syndrome.
Yeah, man.
Just fucking weird.
Well, and immunity syndrome, they didn't have
sci-fi-ish,
right? Immunity syndrome didn't have immunity syndrome. The whole galaxy was at stake, and I guess this guy has made it sound like it was here too.
Yeah.
I just realized that's what that fucker meant. He's like, dude, Sargon, what a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit.
He thinks, and he's the good one. And he thinks that because
seriously.
they're so superior, and Kirk is like, well, maybe your intelligence wasn't all that intelligent if your society destroyed each other. So then we meet Sargon.
Uh-huh.
And he's a big orb. A
big orb of light.
Big glowing orb, looks like a little bit bigger than a beach ball. And it's glowing, it's got energy, but no substance. And he's sealed his mind in this receptacle.
Like a magic little orb looking thing.
Yeah, it looks like a wizard's orb.
Yeah, a goblet.
Now, we should be real suspicious of these motherfuckers since they didn't let the security team beam down.
Yeah, that's one red flag right there.
And what do we find out about these orbs?
That they're kind of like, containers, right? For these people's... Not like souls.
Yeah, their consciousnesses. It's all, as we find out, it's everything they are, their thoughts and feelings and emotions.
Oh, that's so weird.
It is weird.
This is when it starts to get off the rails.
It is weird, Al, because these three orbs, they're not just three random consciousnesses. They're the last three consciousnesses of this race that, as we find out in this cave, may be the origin of many bipedal life forms in the galaxy.
Yeah, they said that they were like gods, and we figured that out too because Sargon keeps calling them children.
Yeah, he calls them my children.
My children, yeah. And Kirk's like, why do you keep calling us children? And he's like, because you've come back to your daddy.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Weird.
So basically what Sargon tells them is we sent people out thousands of centuries ago.
Yeah.
And they started life on all kinds of other planets. You might be their descendants. And Kirk and Mulhall is like, all science points to Earth developing life independently. And Spock is like, that's true, but it would explain some weird Vulcan shit. So he's basically like, yeah, I mean, humans probably aren't, but Vulcans definitely are we're from the orb mind.
I mean, this thing's pretty cool, though. Are you sure?
Right? So there's three of these orbs, and basically what they want to do is they want to make sure that humanity doesn't have the same problems that they did. Mm-hmm. And Sargon, Kirk is like, hey, we made it through our primitive nuclear age, and we're just fine now. We're a benevolent... We've got our problems, but we're just exploring the galaxy and starting relationships with new societies. And he's like, ho, ho, ho. Oh, you fucking idiot. Yes, we've survived our primitive period too, but just wait until you become fucking gods and you can change anything with a thought. And then once you know true power. And so and they're just like, all right. And he's like, so what happened was there became a war on our planet. And me and my two buddies here, we decided to just support both sides. And we were just like, we wanted everything to get destroyed or fixed, basically. It's like one or the other.
Yeah.
And we find out that the real plan was they just wanted to destroy everybody else. And then their whole plan was to wait for their descendants to find them.
Yeah.
So that's why they're putting out that signal for 500,000 years.
Well, yeah, right. That's what they kind of describe it, though. Sargon describes it not as a signal, but it's like more like a yearning or like a call, right?
Yeah, a yearning.
Like, I was calling
Gross.
for this, your minds.
Gross.
Maybe that Vulcan one probably, what is it called? It stuck out to him, and he was like, oh,
yeah, maybe.
That's mind.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be the Enterprise, a.k.a. the Hell Ship.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Season 2 of Everything is Fucked in Space.
Yeah. A couple cadets last week died from immunity syndrome.
Yeah, definitely. Right? Everybody's...
the stress.
All right.
They're still recovering. But anywho.
So...
oh, yeah.
Now shit gets really weird.
That's
because
exactly...
The Sargon asks Kirk if he can like bum his body, basically.
Yeah.
And so Sargon enters Kirk's body, and man, I love it when they let Shatner off the chain.
Exactly.
Like when he's acting as Sargon, he's like, to see, to feel the blood pumping through my arteries, And so they're like, where's Captain Kirk? And they're like, he's in this ball. But because his mind is so fucking weak, he got weak ass human mind.
He
can't talk or anything, but he's in this orb. And this is when the orb man says, your captain has a wonderful body. And he's like walking around like a robot going, I compliment you on how you maintain it. And we should mention that their voices, when they have the aliens inside of them, it's like the actor's
reverbed.
Voice, but it's like got a lot of effects on it, and he sounds kind of like
a reverb, echoey kind of hallway noise.
He sounds kind of like James Adomian's Bane voice from Harley Quinn. I am Kirk.
I love that line though. You have an excellent body, Kirk.
Yes. My compliments, Dr. McCoy, on how you maintain it. Don't make it gross.
Like, all right.
Don't make it gross. And then they find out that Kirk's body is burning up. Like while he's got when you got one of these consciousnesses inside you, your metabolism just cranks at full speed.
Bones was like, your heart rate, it's at 262. I was like, what does he mean by 262?
I think he means 262 beats per minute.
Right, that's what I'm like. Is his chest gonna explode?
Yeah.
Like,
yes, it
what
would.
The actual fuck? There's no way.
It would indeed.
Yeah.
And that's when Sargon in Kirk's body takes them to takes Mulhall and Bones and Spock into the orb room to show him the two other orbs that survived.
Eerie.
And it's funny because I remember earlier Spock is like, it looks like this room was built just around the time the society collapsed from war. It's like, yeah, these fuckers did it. These assholes, they were all the rich people.
It's given like the space seed where they're like, this ship was abandoned right as this sketchy group of people left in the same year.
Right. It took them a little bit too long.
Weird.
So these other orbs are Thalassa, or no, wait, hold on.
Thalassa?
He just said it. The lady orb is Thasala. I think I'm just saying that because...
I feel like Horcruxes. That's what I was thinking.
Thalassa is Sargon's wife. And then Henoch...
Oh, yes.
He says Henoch from the other side. So he was like
that asshole.
Yeah, he was the other side of the war that they stoked between their own peoples. And so basically what he wants to do is he wants to have Enoch and Thasala enter Dr. Mulhall and Spock's bodies, respectively. The lady, of course, being his wife, because it's the 60s and they didn't know that they could do cool stuff. And so what they want to do is they want to build robot bodies.
Yeah,
I'm kind of skipping some stuff because we spent a lot of time talking about a private war, but
it's just such a weird, like, what is it called? It's a pitch. It's a strange pitch. They're like, wait, so you're gonna use our bodies
this can't go wrong.
Make robot bodies. but you're not going to take our human bodies over. You're going to take over the robot bodies?
Yeah. So like, yeah, you're just going to borrow our bodies.
Of course.
This is where Bones says, heartbeat 262, yeah. Spock.
He should be fucking dead.
Entire metabolic rate correspondingly high.
And then their solutions like, oh, don't worry about it, fam. We got these metabolic
we can make a drug
for you
so that we can live in your bodies indefinitely.
Bones is like, that's impossible. And it's like, we're pretty much gods. Nothing's impossible. I'll get you the formula.
You are so right.
It's hilarious
about how great and yes, and you were so right about how great this pitch is. He's like as Kirk, and he's sweaty because he's heartbeat 262.
His chest, his uniform shaking.
Yeah, and he's just sweaty as hell. And he's like, so we're going to borrow your bodies and we're going to make humanoid robot bodies, and we want to live in these robot bodies to help humanity, to help you, to help the Federation. And you got it to it better than I did. Because I like... Yeah, wait, so you're going to go into our bodies, and are you sure you're not going to, like, actually feeling stuff?
Exactly. Their clarification, too, is like, we're going to base the robot model off of your body.
So wait,
like, well, you're gonna be in it already.
Yeah, and so you're saying we're powerless to get you out of our body.
Yeah.
And are you sure you're not? Because like are you sure you're not gonna like the appeal of having like a real body that can eat food? Instead of like a robot body
later,
yeah,
too,
they get there.
Yeah,
because Enoch, the guy who goes into Spock, is a little bit of a trickster figure because he's from the other side.
Yeah, my immature ass was like, you know what? I want to see these robots get built. Like, this would be kind of interesting. It's exciting, you know. The batter, what is it called? Oh yeah, this will come up later. But walnuts and batteries, like that was hilarious.
So that's what. So the consciousness Sargon pitches this to Kirk and Bones and Mulhall and Spock. And then he says, all right, I'm going to let you go now to go back to your ship and convince your crew to help us because we're going to need all of your crew to make these robots. And there we go.
Oh, and so then Sargon lets go of Kirk.
Yep.
And they're like, Kirk, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm a lot better. And Bones is like, okay, he's fine. But Kirk is already convinced at this point. He's like, I was in a state of bliss. I was just floating. I don't know where. It was awesome.
So, yeah, and that's the other thing is, and also, so another layer of this is the consciousness that you're replacing would be kind of chill with not coming back.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But it's like a state of nothingness, I guess it sounds like, you know. And what's his, so Bones and Scotty, I feel like, are the only two that are like...
They're skeptics.
What the fuck?
They be skeptics.
Yeah, thank God they're there.
Cut to the polygon table with the weird sides that are all different sizes.
The chief of staff meeting.
Yeah, we got a department head meeting.
Yeah.
And also the Dr. Mulhall.
Dr. Mulhall.
Oh, something I forgot to mention. Well, something I forgot to mention is she showed up at the transporter room, and Kirk is like, I didn't order you, and she was like, I received orders, do you believe me? And Spock is like, Kirk, I bet she got orders like we did, like you did, to bring me. So like she got she was assigned by Sargon to do this shit.
It's funny to imagine other girls on the ship being like, I'm hot or shit.
Right?
Why didn't I get called?
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised that there's never any jealousy with Nurse Chapel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They're professionals, man.
Right. So
the Enterprise.
There's a really funny exchange in the war room here between Kirk and Bones when Kirk is like, hey, it's just a simple transference of our mind for their minds. And Bones is like, yeah, it happens every fucking day. Happens every day. Simple transference. Oh, you're just going to swap minds? Yeah, it's simple transference.
Duh.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's hilarious the way he's being sarcastic. And he's really laying it on thick.
So what Kirk is Kirk is saying, I'm not going to force anybody to do this, but it's got to be unanimous because we're really changing the course of human development by bringing these people in.
Yeah, and also, too, I do love his pitch to Scotty, though, because Scotty's like, what do you mean? This doesn't make any sense. Like, why are we letting these people literally just barge in? And he goes, man, Scotty, they're going to advance the human race so much. They're going to make engines the size of walnuts, power starships this size. And he's like, walnuts? Engines?
And he goes, he says,
God.
He just stares off into the distance and he goes, a starship engine the size of a walnut. He goes, well, I don't know about that, but there wouldn't be any harm in looking over the plans.
Yeah, right. He's like, that does sound pretty dope.
I would like to look at the and Bones.
That's how he gets him, though.
And Bones is saying, "Look, you guys are these are like fucking supreme advanced beings. Like, are you all insane?" Like,
it is really surprising that they really just let him in so quickly compared to other episodes when they've been incredibly skeptical. And, I mean, those snake people that were just throwing things in that snake cave pit.
Right? Yes.
They weren't taking over anybody's bodies.
Mm-hmm. And Bones, and Kirk is trying to convince Bones, like, they're going to advance medical science. And then of course Mulhall goes, I'm willing to host Thalassa's mind. I'm a scientist. This is science. This is what we're out here for. It's an extraordinary opportunity. So she's of the same mind as Kirk.
Fucking psycho.
No,
I mean she's like 100% like, I'm a scientist. Look, this is weird. This is literally the edge of the cutting edge. Sign me up.
Look,
which is fucking crazy, but we need that.
I am not ashamed to admit that I have drank a bottle of Robitussin to get high in my life. So of course I would be open to hosting an alien consciousness and being in an abyss.
Yeah,
you know?
She was like, so wait, Kirk, you said nothingness and like bliss? Oh, that sounds nice.
And that's the same thing.
That.
That's the same thing Kirk said at the beginning of the episode. He said, we're scientists. This is what we do, you know?
Oh, this is one of the best lines in the whole episode, though, when, like, Bones is like, what are you talking about? Why? Yeah, like, all my danger fucking sensors are going off.
He says, why? Why are we doing this? Not a list of possible miracles, but a simple, basic, understandable why that overrides all danger. And let's not kid ourselves that there is no potential danger in this. And Kirk lets out a heavy sigh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm realizing...
It makes sense, though.
I'm realizing how big this conversation is going back through it this time, because they are, if things work out as well as they could, they really are changing the course of human history by getting these advanced beings to help them not make the same mistakes the advanced beings did. But it's like, how are you going to help me not make the same mistakes that you made when you already thought you didn't make the mistakes that you did make? Like, you fucked up, dog. Like, we don't give a shit what you say. You fucked up. Like, why are you trying to, like, wait, what? It's like taking advice from the losers.
Yeah.
Or it could be like learning from their mistakes, but that's not, humans don't do that very well. Kirk gives a great speech here because Dr. McCoy is right.
This is
putting out the enormous danger potential. I'm glad we're talking about this.
Yeah, exactly.
Speech.
This is one of the best speeches in the episode, because he's saying like, yo, man wanted wings. Like, why wouldn't they not stop after the first flight? It's not like we went to the moon and just stopped and turned home. Like, we had to keep going because that's, what is it? It's given what is that called? The David Goggins guy, the who's going to row the boats? Like, who's going to follow through and finish? Who's going to be the guy in front of the line,
and
fucking do it.
And he even says, you're absolutely right. He says, risk.
This is the Enterprise, damn it.
Risk is our business.
Yeah.
And one thing that I have to point out, because I like...
That's like the Hell Ship slogan.
Right? Risk is our business. We're on the Hell Ship, Enterprise. Yeah. And that's how he kind of convinces Scotty to go along with it, but he doesn't get, like, Scotty's not fucking stoked.
There's no answer. No answer at all, but he was just like, you know what? We're going to do this because nobody's done it.
I do need to point out...
Science.
That whole time when Shatner was delivering that speech, it was one take.
Yeah.
And the camera was slowly pushing in the whole time. Like, it's a real well-produced shot. Like, it's a real well-produced thing. Look, it starts from further back, and he's talking about risk, and he's delivering it right below the camera, and it pushes in as he gets to the end. Good shit.
As much as I rip Shatner too, he's still got his chops.
He's a good actor. He's a weird actor. He's like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
you know, like he's a weirdo actor, but he really fucking nails it.
In soap opera.
when he was going to feel again, my lungs filling with air.
He was like rubbing his face and shit.
All right, so we got to get going.
Swaps right to the medical bay, right?
So then they swap bodies,
yeah,
and they're worried about metabolisms. And Thalassa in Mulhall's body, Henoch in Spock's body, and Sargon in Kirk's body. Mm-hmm. And of course, Sargon and Thalassa have to make out. And then as they're making out,
they're like, oh my God, these bodies.
Henoch is like, hey, it looks like I got the best body of all, strength, hearing, all sight, all eyesight, all far above your human norms.
Yeah.
And then he says, I'm surprised the Vulcans never conquered your race. And he goes, Vulcans are a people of peace. And then Henoch goes, oh, yeah, we are too. Hey, it's all right.
Yeah, right.
It's like, wait a second. That's fucking hilarious.
That is like the second massive red flag.
I can't believe the Vulcans haven't conquered your people. Well, the Vulcans are peaceful. Hey, no, we are too. We get it. Peace, right? Like, nah, it's all good. It's good, buddy. Hey, relax, buddy. Relax, guy.
Yeah, right.
And so Sargon's burning up Kirk's body. Thalassa's burning up Mulhall's body.
Yeah.
But Spock can have Henoch inside him indefinitely because Spock's like a boss. He's strong. My gosh.
And Sargon's like, so how long can you last in there? And, you know, what's his name? Henoch?
Yeah, he said
Henoch's
hours.
like a couple hours. Yeah, I got you. And he's like, cool, make us some better metabolic
serums.
Or serums, yeah.
And then, so remember that
too much Final Fantasy.
Nurse Chapel has a lady boner for Spock, right? And Henoch probably senses that or knows that
immediately.
And he's like slathering all over Nurse Chapel, and he says, "You will take me to your pharmacological department, and we will make a metabolic formula."
Yeah, and he's talking to her like a 5-year-old, though, at one point when he's like, okay, you're going to label this one for me, you're going to label this one for Kirk, and then you're going to label this one for, what's her name?
Thalassa. And he just says to her, he goes, because he's making the metabolic serums.
Yeah.
And he says, you know, this one is you're going to label this one for Thalassa. This one for me, and this one for Sargon, Captain Kirk. And it's going to kill Captain Kirk, and then we're going to take over your fucking ship, you idiot.
No, Chapel was like, they're different doses, though. It'll kill Kirk. And he's like, exactly.
Dude, good memory.
Yeah. It's so good, yeah. And then I was like, damn it.
You will administer this to Captain Kirk while Sargon is in his body.
I was like, it didn't work out, though. Like, there just had to be the heel.
Well, and
twist.
Of course, there's so 1 out of 3 of these eternal beings is an asshole, basically. Right. And we find out Thalassa is easily convinced to just steal Mulhall's body. And so basically,
or Spock.
And I think that Leonard Nimoy gets to do some fun acting in this, because
this is a dope
when he's got Henoch in his body, he's got this dumb smile on his face, and she's like, "If I administer that to the captain, it will kill him." And he's like, "Yeah, it will, and it'll kill Sargon because you're going to do it while he's inside your body." And then he waves his hand, and she forgets.
Yeah. Oh no, he what is it called? He like telepathically connects with the mind meld. He mind melds her real quick.
Do you think he was? Oh,
yeah, he fucks her brain up. So she's like,
I knew he did it telepathically, right? But I didn't realize he's using Spock's power.
Yeah, exactly.
So if he was in a human body, he wouldn't be able to do it.
Nope.
And so she goes to give them their shots. They're working on the androids. But
so weird, which goes nowhere.
Well, no, they show the android.
Actually,
they show
they're
it
tiny,
on the.
Aren't they?
No. They show the with like the weird face. No, they show a guy.
Really?
Yeah, and he's and Henoch is like, "Don't worry, I'll give you lady features."
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so Sargon and Thalassa are talking about making the beings, and this is where, or the androids, and this is where the little Iago, the little Loki, the little fucking Henoch trickster figure pops up and is like, "Oh wait, hold on." Yeah, Nurse Chapel first has to have a moment where she's trying to remember shit and can't.
Yeah, McCoy's like, whatever.
And then it cuts to Thalassa admiring herself in the mirror, like, ooh, maybe I don't need to give up this body. And Scotty is talking to her about, like, how is this goop you're going to put in this body going to be an actual body? And she's like, don't worry about it. It's our science. We'll show it to you.
Yeah.
And Henoch is, like, leaning all cool in the door. And he's like, hey, Scotty, why don't you shut the fuck up and let us get back to work? And then maybe we'll show you what's going on, man.
Yeah, it was great. It was really funny to see Spock be, like, more laid back and cocky.
He's such an asshole. He's great.
Huron or whatever. Or what's his name?
Henoch.
Sorry.
Yeah, Henoch, Thalassa, and Sargon.
Henoch.
And they really love talking about breathing and seeing. They
haven't experienced it for who knows how long.
Yeah, but they got telepathic minds.
Ideas, yeah, they could like figure out how to do it.
So basically, this is where Henoch is trying to convince her to keep the bodies. And we're not going to make androids, and we're just going to take these human bodies and do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, and we're going to kill Sargon.
And Sargon, speaking of which, the next time we see him, he is checking the formula to make sure that there was nothing wrong. And Thalassa is like, what's going on? He gets sick. And then they make out, and then he dies.
Yeah, he gets knocked out.
He's dead.
Dun, dun, dun.
He's dead, Jim.
But it's like he's dead,
Jim. Yeah,
Jim
dead.
Is him.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Kirk's body died, and so Sargon is now dead. That's what, as far as we can tell.
It's a really crazy quote, though, but we start off with after the commercial break. And it's a report from the medical officer, right, Bones? And he's like, I don't know whether to report 2 deaths or 1. Because, like, technically Sargon's dead. But, like, Kirk is still somewhere. But Kirk's body's there.
Kirk's body is there.
What?
And Kirk's mind is in.
We're just going to try to take care of his body, I guess.
And they can keep Kirk's body alive for a while, like months if he wants.
Right, but he's like, Sargon's dead indefinitely, though, I think.
And Kirk's consciousness is in an orb. And they got to figure out how to get his consciousness back in his body, and that's when we see the android that they're making.
Oh yeah,
and it's an actor, but they made it look like he's like a wax sculpture laying on his back, and man, Henoch is just having a laugh. He's saying, and she's like, why pretend to work on that thing, Henoch? You know you never intend to leave Spock's body.
Oh shit!
And he's like, this is for you, Thalassa. You'll never feel again. Don't worry, I'll put boobs on it. I'll put boobs on it. He says. I'll at least texturing. You'll appear as a woman. And then he lifts up the hand to show that it works.
He just lets it go, flops.
And then she goes, no, I won't do it. And he goes, you have no reason to stay in the body. Sargon would never let you keep that body. And she's like, I cannot live in that thing. I fucking love it.
Of course.
Love it. And now, so she's saying that she's got ways where she could do some stuff that Sargon wouldn't approve of, and she could put Kirk's consciousness back in his body for the low, low price of
taking over her body.
Mulhall.
Yeah, it's really nice that Bones is like super, super humble, and he's like, that's not my decision or Kirk's decision, bro.
Yep.
That's her decision. And she's like, and what is her name? Thalassa was like, you barely know Mulhouse, though. Yeah. And he goes, but I mean, she still has the right to declare whether who to give her body to. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's actually very nice.
These god beings are dicks.
Yeah, they are.
And she's saying we could just take whatever we want. And Bones is like, what does he say? Let's see here. Oh, and then she zaps him.
Well, yeah, he's just like, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
And she zaps him and she goes, you know what? Stop. I'm done. I don't want to be a bad person. And then Sargon's voice comes out of nowhere.
He wasn't dead. What?
Wasn't he? His consciousness, he put it in the ship, right?
Fascinating.
He put it. Yeah, he says. Let me revise. So yeah, she attacks Bones. She's like, "We could be gods. We could be gods. We could do whatever the fuck we want." Yeah. Right. And then there's an awesome effect where it's like they put like a prism overlay on Bones, and he's in pain. And then she realizes, oh, this sucks. Being bad is like, doesn't feel good.
I don't like hurting people.
And she lets him go. And then she says, Sargon was right. The temptations within a living body are too great. I need to be in a dusty old robot. Please forgive me. And then Sargon says, I am pleased, my beloved. And this is where they explain. He says, I have power even Henoch does not suspect, beloved. That's how he survived. And then he shows her what's going on. And she says, just as we would have placed our consciousness within robots, Sargon has placed his into your vessel.
Yeah.
Which happens in Star Trek Discovery, spoiler alert.
Oh, really?
Their ship becomes sentient and like
Wasn't
stays
that
sentient.
Chick, right?
Yeah.
I think you told me about that.
A big orb.
What else is that happening? That's a shit ton of tropes.
Yeah, there's a lot of ships that gain. Oh, and also Futurama, the ship gains sentience.
Yeah.
And so now Bones leaves, and he leaves Thalassa and Chapel and Sargon. And then Nurse Chapel comes out of that room, and Kirk is back, ready to go. And she says, I'm Anne Mulhall, back in my own body. And this is weird. So they show one of the orbs. They show that all the orbs have been burnt up.
They look like hair.
They look like
hair
gross
balls.
testicles that have been burnt up.
Yeah,
like
it's disgusting.
It's very gross. I never thought of them as organic things. They looked like glass orbs or something, but apparently they were like furry.
Dude, that right there. See, that's that weird sci-fi freak out shit that is just like, you can't explain it, you know?
And then Kirk drops a bomb on everybody and says, Spock's consciousness is gone. We must kill his body, the thing in it.
Because that's what Bones is asking. He's like, what about Spock?
Yeah.
You got you two back.
And then Kirk says, we must kill his body, the thing in it. And it cuts to Uhura screaming on the bridge in pain.
Bloody murder.
Right? What a great cut.
Yeah.
And Spock is using his, and this is obviously his Henoch's power, not Spock's, because he's not touching her or anything. He's just like melting her brain. Nurse Chapel looks surprisingly mind wiped. Sulu acts like he's gonna do something but doesn't.
Yeah, everyone's freaked out on the bridge too right now because evil Spock is on board and taking over.
Yup. And Kirk, Mulhall, and Bones come in, and Spock says, pain.
Pain.
And then Nurse Chapel, this is where it turns. So Henoch / Spock tells Nurse Chapel to take the syringe because Bones had made a syringe of a poison lethal to Vulcans. That's what
to destroy the body.
That's what he asked for. That's what Sargon asked for. And so Bones put together a poison super lethal to Vulcans. And Bones was going to administer it, but Henoch stopped everybody with his mind, right?
Yeah.
And then Henoch goes, Nurse Chapel, why don't you go take that syringe and inject McCoy with it? And she walks over like she's brainwashed. Yeah. And she's going to inject McCoy, but then whoops, she injects Spock instead.
Spock just shoots up out of the chair. It's hilarious.
Yep. And he was just told that that the poison is lethal to Vulcans. And so now that's what he thinks. And he says, I'm just going to jump into another body. And then he hears Sargon's voice saying, nope, I've got powers you don't understand. I made it so you can't jump into another body. And now Spock's body is going to die. Spock dies. Kirk says, my friend Spock is dead.
This switch up is crazy, though. I like the ending.
Yup.
Because all of a sudden Nurse Chapel just like blinks back into consciousness too.
Yep. And Spock is alive.
Spock is alive.
Hands up.
And turns out wasn't Sargon in Chapel.
So this is crazy because yes, Sargon was in Chapel.
And then there wasn't. Oh yeah, Bones goes, that's crazy. I put enough poison in that serum to take down 10 Vulcans. And then Sargon was like, or so you thought.
I manipulated your mind to make you think you were doing that. Just so that, because
he
then.
Thought it was actually poison for 10 Vulcans.
Yeah, because then, oh, my head hurts thinking about it. So Henoch read McCoy's mind.
Well,
and because
McCoy,
and because McCoy thought, and everybody thought that was a lethal poison, and then so Spock didn't even die. Spock just he just thought Spock was dying.
So then that caused Henoch to leave the body,
and now he's gone,
not finding anything.
Yeah,
boom,
he's gone.
Problem solved. No orbs.
And then
I feel like he could have done this a little sooner.
I guess the poison did cause unconsciousness, so it did knock him out.
So there was a little.
And basically Sargon says, look, we're too powerful. We're just going to fuck this up.
I know, this is a very honest take. I mean, compared to the pixie fairy guy that we saw in on the complete silver getup.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
Or like Arena, where they're like, we're done digging around.
Dude, yes.
This kind of feels very humble.
And what do they ask for? They say, can we use your bodies to make out one more time?
Yeah, it was very sweet.
If they made this now, they would totally like go to a separate room and have the sex.
Yeah, we're going to use this, your quarters one more time.
Oblivion doesn't frighten me.
It's a very, very romantic, sweet line. This is where I was saying Kirk and his... or Shatner and his soap opera chops come out.
Right? Yes.
But this kind of got me. It was nice. It was like they're going into... Because they're technically dying too, right?
Yeah,
is that what they're saying?
They're going to beyond the void. They're
There's
ending
no
their
orbs.
consciousness. They're just going to... And they're kind of just deciding to do it. Like Sargon
so
clearly
badass.
could like... Yeah, they're just deciding to walk into the distance. We've experienced everything we can. We're more harm than good. We're going to go.
It's like true death of like... We've literally pushed our consciousness to the limit.
It's like what happened to the gods in Who Mourns. It's like the gods from Who Mourns for Adonis.
They just fade.
Yeah. They just left.
This is like a nicer combination of all those ideas, though. I think that's why I really like this episode.
Yep, and they made out, and then Sargon and Thalassa leave their bodies, and they're like, "Oh, we clearly just made out. This is awkward.
Yeah,
awkward." And Nurse Chapel's like, "That was beautiful.
That was so nice. Oh my god!"
And that's the end of it. Cut to the ship outside a planet, flying away, created by Gene Roddenberry. The end. What did you think of Return to Tomorrow?
Return to Tomorrow. It was really solid. I think the beginning really hooked me in with the whole, oh man, it's unknown. Like, we don't know what's going on or what any of these, matter things are calling to us. And then, yeah, exactly for me, it flew off the rails as soon as they body swapped and stuff. And I was like... For me, it's such a cool idea for aliens to talk about like what it is to be a human and human existence and all that, to touch, to feel, and like how a lot of people take sight and taste and feel and
for
granted, exactly. And it's like super weird to think that, these people who even portrayed themselves as gods wanted to make out one more time before they flew into oblivion. Like, that's just such a weird idea, and it's cool, and that's why it's like it's what makes Star Trek, and it's a nice simple ending.
It's a very Star Trek ass ending.
Yeah, exactly. It's like not, you don't see somebody get hit by a car. You don't see some civilization almost get destroyed. It was a nice little, they almost all got fucked, but they're all right. And it was interesting how they tricked them too at the very end with, we thought it was a lot of poison, but it
just enough to make you go sleep, and then he thought you were dying. If I was Hanok, I'd have been like, I'm just gonna hang out until it's actually done. I'm not gonna jump out because I can't. Because Sargon did something.
He just calls your bluff.
So
Anyways, what'd you think?
I think that one important thing that I want to bring up is basically what the orbs said is they proliferated both sides of a war and then stored themselves in this bunker. So basically, they riled their people up, gave them the weapons to kill each other, so they could just sit in the rubble for 500,000 years until their descendants find them, and then they could take them over.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a long way to go around instead of just stopping war. Like it feels like they could have just used those resources instead of proliferating both sides to just like stop the war.
No, and
then they wouldn't have to wait for 500,000 years in a closet underground.
No, and the funny part too is when they're still like on the Enterprise, getting ready to go down. Sargon's like, oh, no worries. Take your time. Like, what's a couple of hours, compared to eternity, right?
Yeah.
We've waited eternity. What's a couple more? It's like, fuck.
And so beyond...
Is this really the smartest way?
Yeah, and beyond that, like, what the fuck would Starfleet think of all this? They never even talk about that because it would take so long for the signal to get back, right?
Yeah. Well, I would assume the Enterprise is just fucking gone at this point. Like they're so far out.
Well, yeah, it would take 3. It said like Uhura said 3 weeks or something for Starfleet to get their transmission to know what's going on. So they can't really consult with Starfleet, but they also don't really talk about it that much. Like they like when Kirk is convincing them. Like that it's just like what the fuck would Starfleet say about you bringing these 3 supremely powerful entities back to like just letting them into the kingdom,
It was incredibly irresponsible.
But Kirk was blind. Kirk and fucking Mulhall both were like blinded by their science lust.
And also the walnut batteries. That's what kept cracking me up.
Scotty.
Fantasizing
his joke where he says, well, there wouldn't be any harm in looking at the diagrams. I love it because he loves looking at diagrams. So, what
would you rate it?
So that my rating, I thought there was great weird performances by the actors as they're possessed aliens. Leonard Nimoy got to show his chops and smile a little bit.
That was fun.
The actress Diane Muldaur was fucking great, both as Thalassa when she's like, no, I don't want to go back in that body. So I'm gonna give this 4 weird orbs. I'm gonna give it 4. 4 out of 5 weird glowing orbs or whatever the fuck.
I was gonna actually give it a 4.5.
4.5.
I really liked it. Yeah,
wow.
This one really stood out to me. The guest star. Well, I'm a sucker for Next Gen, and the guest star is obviously from that cast, so that was great. And also the Shatner acting, the overacting of him, and the overacting from Nimoy here of him being a dick to Scotty.
Yes, that's such a great.
It feels like an analogy of like what's it called? I don't know which episode it is or which trope, but it's like, when one of the superheroes actually is a dick, or like when Superman's a bad guy in the Justice League and he just really fucks shit up. Like you show how much like Spock is holding back.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because the villain is like, damn, this body's dope.
Great beats where I love when he's like
creepy.
When he's like, it's so funny that the Vulcans haven't taken over your society. He's like, they're a society of peace. And he's me too. Yeah. Peace, great. I'm all about peace.
Was so weird.
We're into peace. Peace, big time peace heads. All 3 of us. Definitely. And when Scotty's like talking about the robot, because at one point there's a great shot.
Room is good, yeah.
There's a great shot where there's the robot diagram is like in a pane of glass between the camera and Mulhall, Thalassa, and Scotty comes in and he's talking, and it's like the outline of a body. It looks like Operation, kind of the game Operation, and he goes, "How are you gonna get a goo that's gonna be bones and muscle tissue?" And she's like, "Don't worry about it. I'll show you. It'll be great." So yeah, I give it a 4. You gave it a 4.5. And really quick, what's the title? Return to Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I kind of took it as like maybe were they ancestors, or of like you reach such a high consciousness and you go past all these wars that like some elitist asshole is like, I'm gonna go hide in this cave while you guys fuck each other up.
Yep.
That was a weird play though, like you're saying, with like, let's just wait.
Why not stop the war instead? They're assholes.
And then there's 3 people and then one of them's an asshole. Like, come on. No,
he was from the other side, they made sure to point out.
I would have cracked up though. Wouldn't have been hilarious if like Sargon takes over Kirk, right, the first time, and they're all down there and he goes, and this is our rooms with all the orbs, there's only 2 lit, and then he just like grabs what is his name, Hanox.
Yeah.
He just like rolls Hanox off the shelf, like, whoops, there it goes, it broke. Oh no.
Sargon was actually kind of a good guy though.
He was so good. That's why I was like, oh, it's all gonna work out, and it did kind of work out in the end, but that really scared me. I was like, man, Spock could really fuck shit up.
He could, and he does. There's times when Spock loses it, Ponfar and all that,
Very true.
Return to Tomorrow, it's definitely like they're seeing the potential future of mankind if we don't.
That's right.
If we don't learn a lesson from these orbs that turn into gross, burned up testicles when they're destroyed.
It's like a peak of like when the 2 last consciousnesses leave or whatever, when Sargon and the other lady Thalassa leave. It's like, oh, this is a peak of consciousness of like we've surpassed the human lifespan. We've surpassed every lifespan. We've waited here for centuries. Like, we've done all we can do. It just feels very... shit has to end,
Time to bounce.
Like, immortality kind of sucks.
And it's funny because they don't know what if they do have a heaven.
Yeah, exactly. Or they just go somewhere else and like, fuck, maybe we should have stayed in those bodies.
Right? But yeah, so
Anyways,
that's Return to Tomorrow. And we liked it. And then at the end of these episodes, we always give like recommendations. And I just want to say, if you haven't, because we're recording these like the week we release them now, basically. So this is going to come out at Godzilla -1 is going to be re-released in theaters for like a week, from like January 26th to February 5th or some shit, or January 29th.
I think it's just that week, supposedly.
And they're releasing it in the States here in black and white. It's called Godzilla -1 color.
Hey.
And I might try and catch it. I guess AMC is doing it, but I just want to see that movie again too before it's out of theaters.
It was funny too, because
I think it's gonna get a color re-release too before it gets released on video. Go ahead.
Well, it's also too, that was funny what you were saying, how they say it's gonna be for a week. I was just reading on Reddit, and one of the top comments was like, they said it was only gonna be for a week last time, and it's like, yeah, it might really do well, and then they're just like, well, we like money, so let's just keep it going.
-1 has made over $100 million now worldwide. They shot it for less than 15 million.
I checked it at like 80 last time. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's so great. And I ran into somebody online that was like, I must be the only person that didn't like it. And it's like, oh, first off, if you comment like that, what kind of conversation are you trying to start? But I said, hey, man, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, different strokes for different folks. And their justification was they like their Godzilla to be like campy, like the ones like Mothra's, like the ladies singing for Mothra and stuff. Yeah. And you've
different
got that.
Strokes.
There's lots of that.
Yeah.
Watch the 70s ones. -1, like I felt like
Godzilla shooting his atomic blast and flying in the air. Like,
I was like, this is what, when I was watching -1, I thought, this is what all the dads that love The Godfather felt when they were watching The Godfather. Dude, I was watching like the peak of my genre of cinema to watch. Like,
not gonna lie, those Star Wars sequels were really ass, like the Disney trilogy, but just seeing the like that title scroll and the music, like that alone is like, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah,
like,
and honestly,
that's like the Godzilla thing. That's like, I'm sure watching Godfather in the theater is probably like, well, oh God, like it's just, this is cinema, as they say.
I kind of like. I didn't mind the new 3 Star Wars movies. I guess I didn't like the end of the third one because they didn't know what they were doing. Mm-hmm. I think they should have let
rushed.
I think they should have let the guy who made The Last Jedi make the last one like they had planned.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah,
like honestly, that'd
have been a great premise.
The Last Jedi still made a lot of fucking money. Like everybody complains about it, but it's like made $1 billion or whatever. Shut up.
It's still an interesting idea.
Ryan Johnson was great.
The Sith.
I liked it.
He had a great cast too. They could have done a lot. But anyways,
what are you recommending? Recommending?
Let's see. Dude, there is 3 big artists that released albums this weekend: Kid Cudi, 21 Savage, and Kali Uchis.
Woo!
And Tizo Touchdown, I think, released some music too. All those
is the Kid Cudi good?
Kid Cudi's actually not too bad. Yeah, it's very good. It's very what is it called? The thing with albums now is that they gotta stuff them, for like streaming plays. So like it's very thick. It's very stuffed. He does very cool like beats with Pharrell Williams and stuff, and there's some Travis Scott's like all over these albums. It's crazy how like he's kind of he's not over the Astroworld disaster, but like it is certainly not come up, But what was I gonna say?
Didn't he have his meal at McDonald's after the Astroworld disaster?
I have no idea. Probably.
God dang. But anyways,
he's everywhere. You can't escape him. But anyways,
tell me about cancel culture, motherfuckers. Go ahead. Kid Cudi's art.
And Kid Cudi, he does his thing on some of his songs, and he still has those good melodies and hooks too. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. He has like this really depressing song where he uses XXX Tentacion's vocals. I don't know if you know about that guy. Pretty controversial figure too. He beat the shit out of some dude in jail because he thought he looked at him funny or thought he was good. Yeah, it was weird. He's a very good vocalist, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. But anyways, that was a very good song. It was a very interesting take. The covers are really cool. It's called Insano. The album, Kid Cudi Insano. That'd be the one I'd recommend. Cool. 21 Savage is pretty good. Oh, Kali Uchis' album is in Spanish too, which is pretty interesting.
Oh, right on.
So yeah, those 3.
Music and Godzilla -1 minus color.
Yep.
Good stuff. So that's us talking about A Return to Tomorrow. Next week, we're discussing Patterns of Force, which is let's be honest, instead of going to Gangster Planet, they go to Nazi Planet. Nazi Planet episode. And so we're going to talk about that next week. Like, subscribe, do all the stuff in the bumper.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next week. I'll never get old. All right, the end. Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam, mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials, and you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking worlds.